Picture this: hockey pads turning into makeshift beds, Zamboni drivers becoming therapists, and the roar of the crowd replaced by the snores of exhausted players. This isn't a scene from a wacky hockey movie, it's the true story of the longest hockey game ever played. A grueling marathon that stretched for multiple days. Get ready for a tale of incredible stamina, unexpected friendships forged in exhaustion, and the surprising stories that emerged from this epic battle on the ice. In 2003, the world of hockey witnessed something truly extraordinary, a game that defied all notions of endurance. This wasn't a high-octane NHL battle, but a charity event unlike any other. Here's how it all went down. It all began with a personal tragedy. A man named Brent Saik lost his father to cancer and decided to honor his memory in a unique way. Inspired, he organized a hockey game with a twist. It wouldn't end after a few periods, but would keep going for as long as possible. The goal? To raise money for cancer research. This wasn't just some spur-of-the-moment idea. Brent meticulously planned the event, recruiting players with personal connections to cancer, securing a rink, and drumming up support from the community. The stage was set for an epic battle on ice, a test of not only hockey skills, but also of human spirit and perseverance. In the crisp 2003 February air of Sherwood Park, Alberta, a group of 40 men stood bundled up, their breath puffing out like smoke signals. This wasn't your ordinary hockey game. This was the world's longest hockey game, a grueling 80-hour marathon played on a makeshift rink at Saik's Acres. They weren't NHL stars, but firefighters, teachers, and mechanics, all united to raise money for a good cause. The first day buzzed with excitement. Players slapped each other on the back, jokes flew across the ice, and hot dogs disappeared faster than pucks in a slap-shot frenzy. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, a new opponent emerged. Fatigue, muscles ached, bodies grew heavy, and keeping your eyes open became a battle in itself. The makeshift rink, built with plywood and plastic sheeting, creaked under the constant skating. A rogue gust of wind even ripped off some of the plastic, threatening to ruin the game's surface. But these weren't men who gave up easily. With shovels in hand, they hacked away at fresh ice on a nearby pond, their teamwork stronger than the wind's fury. Days blurred into one another. Sleep came in short bursts, stolen between shifts on the ice. The once booming cheers of the crowd dwindled to a handful of die-hard fans huddled under blankets. But the men kept going, fueled by the faces of sick children plastered on the scoreboard and the knowledge that every shift, every goal brought them closer to their fundraising goal. There were moments of triumph, a goalie making a game-saving stop, a last-minute goal sending a surge of energy through the players. There were moments of despair, a player collapsing on the ice, exhausted, a teammate pulled off with a pulled muscle. But through it all, they helped each other up, their bond stronger than any hockey stick. Finally, after 80 grueling hours, the buzzer blared, signaling the end of the game. The men collapsed onto the ice, their bodies spent, but their hearts overflowing with pride. They had defied the odds, the fatigue, and the elements, all for a cause bigger than themselves. But there were many other hockey games that lasted longer, but were also with Brent Saik, the organizer from 2003. Fast forward nearly 2 decades, and Saik's world's longest hockey game has become a legendary tradition, pushing the boundaries of endurance and shattering fundraising goals. In 2012, 40 men took to the ice to raise funds for the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation, all while trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records for most consecutive hours of playing ice hockey. The goal was achieved and exceeded by raising $2M for the Children's Hospital and playing 246 hours of hockey. 2 short years later, in 2014, the game happened again, this time raising $7M for the Alberta Children's Hospital, and broke their own record by playing 248 consecutive hours of hockey, testing themselves not only physically, but mentally. They didn't stop there though, as they knew they could play longer. In February 2021, Saik and 39 other brave souls took to the ice in Sherwood Park, Alberta, for a grueling 252-hour marathon. That's right, over 10 days and nights. They battled not just each other, but the harsh Canadian winter with temperatures dipping as low as -32 degrees Celsius, -26 degrees Fahrenheit. Imagine skating for hours on end, then stepping off the ice into a biting wind that chills you to the core. If you thought 80 hours was long for a hockey game, well, this is 3 times longer. But these weren't ordinary players. They were driven by a powerful purpose: to raise money for the Cure Cancer Foundation. Saik himself had lost loved ones to cancer, and his dedication was palpable. The players weren't alone in their fight, a dedicated team of volunteers, braving the cold alongside them, meticulously tracked goals and kept the game running smoothly. The final score? A staggering 26-49, 25-28, a mere footnote compared to the true victory. This epic game raised a whopping $1.84 million, pushing the total funds raised by the world's longest hockey game to a staggering $7.31 million. This became a tradition where every year, these players would test themselves and try to beat their records from the year before. So in 2022, to break the record by official Guinness Book of World Record standards, the same 40 players had to play the full 261 hours, almost a full NHL season's worth of ice time per player, besting the 252-hour record set in 2021 and their own previous world record of 248 set in 2014. The entire event had to be videotaped, and every player had to remain in the facility for the entire stretch. They ate, slept, and essentially lived at the Chestermere Recreation Center from March 31st to April 11th. An impressive feat, no doubt, but even more amazing is the reason they did it. When the horn blew and the almost 11-day slog came to an end, Team Hope and Team Cure presented an $850,000 check that will directly aid children with cancer in Alberta. "I spent about a month of my life in this building," said Kyle Fagnon, who participated in multiple of these hockey games. You would think 261 hours would be the end. But in 2024, they went again. To break their own Guinness World Record set in 2022, Team Hope and Team Cure will have to play for upwards of 262 hours or nearly 11 straight days, the equivalent of nearly an entire NHL season's worth of ice time, while at the same time raising upwards of $2 million. Although you might think the players are used to it at this point, they still run into a bunch of struggles as they are skating over 12 hours a day. "Their feet swelled 2 or 3 sizes," said Alex Halat, a former hockey player. After 262 hours, the world's longest hockey game is in the books, with a score of 3,055 for Team Hope to 29-23 for Team Cure. Their epic feat raised a whopping $1.4 million for the Alberta Children's Hospital, a victory lap for both hockey and humanity. The only cost was playing hockey for 11 and a half days straight. Adding in the earnings from other past games, it pushes the total raised right around $10 million. While Guinness World Record still needs to officially stamp their seal of approval for the 2024 game, they are the holders of the previous record anyway. This wasn't just a game. It was a masterclass in human endurance, a testament to the power of community, and a slap shot straight to the heart of hope with the total amount earned from these games. As history likes to repeat itself, I'm sure there will be more hockey games attempting to beat the record year after year. But it all started in 2003 with the 80-hour hockey game held by Brent Saik, who unfortunately lost his father to cancer. Since then, hockey fans around the world have shown their support and stepped up to the cause. How long do you think you would last in this test? 3 hours? 2 days? Let me know and make sure you subscribe to stay updated on all things hockey. Also, don't forget to like the video as it helps out a lot.